Yo, what is up YouTube? Fury here, bringing you guys a brand new video, and in today's video I'm going to be showing and teaching you guys how to be better at Fortnite, how to win more games, how to get more kills, some new settings, some new locations to land in Season 4. But before we get into today's video, if you guys do enjoy, make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys are brand new. Also, don't forget to turn on those post notifications, that way you get notified every time I go live or post a new video. Also, we got a new giveaway in the description down below if you guys want to go ahead and join that. Just follow the Gleam link, you guys will just follow the instructions over there. You guys will be entered to win 1,000 V-Bucks for 6 people, so 6 winners for 1,000 V-Bucks each. Total 6,000 I'm giving away this month. I usually do them every month, so if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you go ahead and join that. Also, if you get first like on any of my videos, make sure you send me a Twitter image. I'll hit you guys back with that follow. And with that said, let's get right into today's video. If you guys are interested in winning some free V-Bucks, we are currently giving away 6,000 V-Bucks to you guys. All you gotta do to enter is like the video, subscribe if you aren't already, and turn on those post notifications, as well as follow the Gleam link in the description down below. There's going to be 6 winners, 1,000 V-Bucks each. Good luck to everyone. So with Season 4 coming out not too long ago, I figured I'd make this video, give you guys some tips, some new locations to land at. That way you guys can end up getting more wins, more kills this season than you did last season, or if you guys are brand new, some new tips for you guys to take into consideration when you guys are playing. So first things first, I do want to mention your sensitivity. That is a major key, and I definitely recommend starting to bump up the sensitivity if you guys are still stuck on 5.5, whatever it may be that you guys are using. Definitely bump it up if it is, you know, below 6.6, 7.7, anything below that. I recommend bumping it up, especially with Season 4 coming around. There's a lot of people that have been playing for quite a bit, and obviously the higher the sensitivity, the better it is for you to build. The faster you're going to be able to build these one by one, you know, buildings, you know, forts and stuff like that is very important, especially with these newer players, or these, you know, older players that have been playing for quite some time. They're able to build a lot quicker, they're gonna have a better shot, and you just being able to build a fort for yourself really quickly is very important. So I definitely recommend bumping the sensitivity if you guys do play on anything lower than 5 or at 5. I currently play on 6.6, but again, it is personal preference. I can't really tell you to play on a higher one if you guys don't really want to, but it is very important if you guys are trying to defend yourself when you're getting shot at. Also, another thing to take into consideration is your building mode, your controller setting type, you know, how you build, really, right? So Builder Pro came out not too long ago in the end of Season 3, roughly, and I definitely recommend switching over to that if you guys don't use Builder Pro. It does take a little bit to get used to, but again, that's something that happens with everything that, you know, gets implemented. You gotta, you know, use it, you gotta practice with it for you to get better with it. So I definitely recommend Builder Pro. I used to be stuck on Combat Pro. I ended up switching to, you know, Builder Pro, and I was really quick with Combat Pro, don't get me wrong, but I ended up switching to Builder Pro. Took a little bit of hit on my building for a little bit. Once I learned out where all the button layouts and stuff like that were for it, you know, it was a lot better, and I built a lot faster than I did with Combat Pro, even though I thought I was building at the fastest I could. So Builder Pro is definitely very important. Again, with these new players, you know, jumping into the game, I should say, it is a little bit difficult to get used to a different, you know, building style, but Builder Pro, for those that have been using it since the end of Season 3, they're getting a lot better in the building, and you're obviously going to get outbuilt if you guys are not using Builder Pro. If you're still using Combat Pro, you may be able to somewhat, you know, stick onto a fight, but anybody that uses Builder Pro in a fight will probably outbuild you a lot quicker than you would think. Now, in Season 4, there are a bunch of new locations in the game that people have been landing. Obviously, Dusty Divot being the #1 location for people to land as of right now, until everybody learns the, you know, new locations and stuff like that. But Dusty Divot is very, very, you know, saturated as of right now. I'm assuming it's going to start slowing down once people start knowing what is, you know, what goes on there, right? Tilted before Dusty Divot was the main spot, and it still very is so right now. But Dusty Divot obviously is giving it that little bit of break on Tilted, where people are landing Dusty Divot, dying really, you know, quickly right off the bat, because Dusty Divot doesn't have that many places to hide like Tilted does, but it is a new location that everyone wants to check out. But once obviously Dusty Divot gets to, you know, die down on the player, you know, saturation and everyone landing there, people are probably going to end up going back to Tilted. I still assume that people will go to Dusty Divot because of all the, you know, jump rocks and stuff like that you can get over there. But it is a good location to land if you guys do want to just find out the locations there or get a bunch of kills in the game. Tilted is still, you know, a very popular spot. If you guys do want to get kills, that is another good spot to land there. But I recommend staying away from there if you guys do want to go for wins. Now, I'm one that hunts for kills when I go for my wins, so obviously I land Dusty Divot and Tilted all the time. As you guys can tell by most of my videos, I do end up landing there almost 90% of the time. The only times I do land anywhere other than those locations is if I'm having a rough start to my day where I just die right off the rip constantly. I'll end up going to a different location like Salty Springs or Retail Row, something like that. I will end up going there if I do die right off the rip a lot in Dusty Divot or Tilted, but I do land there a lot. I'm one to go for a lot of kills, and it helps with my aim. Obviously my accuracy goes up, I get more kills. Just gameplays in general are more entertaining if you guys do land there. They do work on your building. Again, you're not going to get too many materials in these locations, but again, if you guys are running into a lot of gunfights, you're going to be working on your accuracy and making sure you get a lot of kills in the game. So that's the reason I usually land Dusty Divot or Tilted, but if you guys do want to go for the wins, I do not recommend landing there. Easy wins in Season 4 are going to be very, they come a lot easier than you would think. Obviously, Dusty Divot taking a bunch of these new players, new locations that, people don't want to go Tilted because Dusty Divot's in the map now, and it's a different location for people to land. People who used to go Tilted, obviously, there was like 80% of, not 80. 80 is a little bit too much, but at least, I'd say 20, 30 players would land Tilted before Dusty Divot, and there goes half of the, population in the game, right? But now that they added Dusty, it does split the player base up there, and by the time say if you do land Salty, Retail Row, or even Tomato Town, by the time you end up leaving those locations, they're gonna be like 30, 40 people left in the game, maybe 50. So these locations that do bring a lot of players, I should say, are gonna be dying off a lot quicker, right? So you're gonna be leaving these other locations, and there's not gonna be many players in the game. If you guys do want to go for easy wins and you are a really good player, obviously the easiest way to do that is by landing somewhere other than Dusty Divot or Tilted, and you guys will leave those locations. By the time you guys leave, there's not going to be many people in the game, and you can just win really easily. So obviously, if you guys want to go for those easy wins, I definitely recommend landing Tomato Town, Retail Row, Salty. Those do still have a few players there, so you might have to run into a few gunfights, but other than that, they're really easy locations where you can get a bunch of loot, a bunch of shield, health, all that good stuff, a really good inventory, and you'd have not many people left once you leave those locations. Now, if you guys are going into Season 4 where you want to start bumping up your KD, making games win with a lot of kills, you definitely want to land at these new locations like Dusty Divot, or obviously Tilted is still always going to be popping. So if you guys do want to get a bunch of kills, definitely recommend landing there. You're going to get a bunch of new players landing there. If you guys are already skilled and already have played this game for quite a while, these locations are still popular. Very, a lot of people go there. You're going to be getting into a lot of gunfights there. So a lot of new players are also going to be landing there, so you can go there, make sure that you get a bunch of kills, because since all these new players are landing in these locations where people want to see what's new there, you're going to be killing a lot of new players. They're not going to really, put up too much of a fight. So landing there will get you guys a bunch of kills. Now, usually when I leave Dusty Divot these past few days, I've been getting at least 8 to 10 kills before I leave Dusty Divot. And you can literally just circle around that location because people from Salty or Retail Row will be, lingering in a little bit later. And you can just end up getting at least 12, 13 kills in that one location. You don't even have to move that far. I usually go, I hit Dusty Divot, I run the Salty, Retail, and then I back to the Divot. And you can end up getting a bunch of kills there. But again, if you guys do want to go for those wins, I don't recommend Divot just because it is new and a lot of people are going to be landing there. Also Tilted, because it did get hit with a slight meteor, people are going to be landing there as well, just to see what what changed there. Obviously the H building got hit, so people have been seeing what's new with Tilted. Now there are a bunch of new locations, like I said, the mansion, the villain building base type thing, and a bunch of new spots around the map. I definitely recommend you guys go over there and search those locations, because obviously not many people are going to be going to those locations because they're not as major. But again, you're gonna if you see a few kills there, and then everyone else usually by the time you leave there will be dead from Divot or Tilted, whatever it may be. Also, with this new map update, there are a bunch of new chests around the map. Now, some chests obviously have stayed the same from Season 3, but again, with all these new locations getting hit by the meteor, there are new chests locations and new chest spots in the map. So obviously landing at these spots that used to not be really good, like Tomato Town or some other smaller locations that used to not be that great, are pretty good now because they did, implement more chests in those locations. So landing in those spots is, not entirely bad. Obviously not a lot of people land there. You're not going to be getting a lot of kills there, but there are a bunch of loot there and a bunch of new loot. You're going to be loaded up in your inventory with those new spots, and not even the new spots, even the older spots, like Tomato Town. You're going to get a bunch of loot there. Definitely recommend going there if you guys are trying to go for those wins. Like I said again, you're going to get a bunch of loot, and you're going to see a few people lingering if you guys do need those few kills. Obviously there's some challenges where you have to land in certain locations, and you can get a bunch of kills there as well, especially for those ones during the challenges. A lot of people land in these locations that not many people go just to do the challenge, and you're going to get a bunch of kills there as well. So I mean, even though you're not landing Divot or Tomato or Tilted, I should say, you're still going to end up the game with a decent amount of kills if you guys are pretty good already. I'd say if you landed like Retail Row or Salty, you're going to end up the game with 10 plus. It depends how many people you see, obviously, but even though that there are like 40-50 players left after the first, like, I'd say 3 minutes of the game, you're still going to end up with a decent amount of kills. It's going to be a decent gameplay. So even though you're not landing, again, Divot or Tilted, you're going to end up with a good amount of kills. But that'll basically do it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully this helped you guys out. If it did, make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys are brand new, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.